the studio, Cavaliers and Clippers. Cavs missed 19 of their first 26 shots, then they got it together. Jermaine Jones rocking the rim, former Sixer. And Andre Miller, against his old team, doing work inside. Little hoop, little harm. Back in L.A., his hometown. Clips lead. Let's go back to the guys.
All right, Stu, a great off-season acquisition. That trade that sent Andre Miller to the Clippers is going to make them a lot better team. David Aldridge got more on a possible trade or something that could very well have happened in this city. David.
Well, you know, Brad, obviously when Paul Allen owning the team, the Blazers are always a team that is rumored to be doing trades, but one of them that's making the rounds, has been making the rounds the last couple of weeks, is Dale Davis and Ruben Patterson going to New York for Latrell Sprewell. Obviously the Knicks, with Sprewell having the problems he's had with them in the offseason, have been shopping Sprewell all summer. The Blazers would like to get rid of some of their big salary, even though Paul Allen has a big checkbook, even he has his limits. Blazers payroll right now is $104 million. That means that at the end of this season, Paul Allen's going to have to write a check in all likelihood for $50 to $55 million that the rest of the league's owners are going to be able to cash amongst themselves. And even Paul doesn't want to have that much charity in his life. Well, so that's what they're looking at right now. We'll see if it happens.
An NBA record payroll, by the way, of 104.572. That's a lot of bread.
50 million here and 50 million there. Pretty soon that starts adding up to some real money. Even for Paul.
It was down to the fourth quarter. Portland in command. Medvedenko fouled en route to the basket. Dale Davis picks up his third.
Kobe Bryant and four guys who you wouldn't
I
really
can't wait to hear how you finish this.
Would be representing the Los Angeles Lakers, world champions, in the second game of the season.
Well done. I like how you did that. I was wondering how you're going to finish that.
You've got Brian Shaw out there, who is absolutely a first-rate champion. The rest of these guys still trying to establish themselves. You got a rookie in Pargo. You got Slava Medvedenko, who's had limited opportunities, and then Sumi Samaki, player who's in his second year in the NBA, but certainly hasn't shown anything yet other than potential.
Anderson behind the back to Wallace. Rasheed will take the outside jumper.
Nice pass.
It was. Devontae Wells off the backside with a clanger of a shot, and Derek Anderson did almost the same thing. Now Bonzi to Davis. If at first you don't succeed twice from the outside, steal a pass and go inside.
You have to feel bad for Brian Shaw, though. This is a guy who's worked so hard. They asked him last year to give up a majority of his salary to even stay on the team. And they didn't even have the luxury tax. And he just has that situation. He comes in fabulous shape this year. Phil Jackson rarely plays him, and then he just loses the ball and leads to a spectacular slam dunk for the other team. Ouch.
And a whistle. We have a foul. Take a look at that steal now. Watch Davis. What's it look like if you're up there in the thin air, something like that?
Throw it down, big man. One time. Dale Davis above the rim, the floor cam, the free flight, everything on display.
Looked like Dale scored 6 points there, didn't it? He goes up trying to pick up the loose ball. Patterson couldn't get it. Shaw will bring it down. Here's Shaw outside, and the guy that Bill was just talking about, Brian Shaw, in his 13th year with his first basket, comes in the third quarter. 10 minutes remaining in the opener for the Blazers, and they're well on their way to 1-0, and the Lakers on their way to 0-2, and just opening 0-1 for the Lakers hadn't happened in 11 years. And Lakers got the quick timeout call with the ball loose on the floor. So we've got a timeout with 9:46 remaining in the ball game, and it's been all Portland. Blazers cruising right now. Kobe Bryant is the only answer the Lakers have, and he can't do it by himself.
2 days, the big guy has an even bigger problem.
I've got to get married? It's the Mrs. Claus.
Tim Allen.
I don't think there's a woman out there doesn't want a piece of this.
The Santa Claus 2, Lady G, starts this Friday.
Life can be only what you make.
Come on, man, 5 more miles. I got you.
Say what's on your mind, and you'll find in time that all the negative energy, it will all see. If you look in my life, you see what I see.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. The vet will see you now.
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost. And a Reese's.
Are you a real fan? Want to be courtside?
Kid with a pass. Come on, guys.
Need a photo? Who's your favorite player? Searching for some numbers? Want to see the replay? Is that the game ball? Need some stuff? To experience the NBA live and to get the best seats of the hottest games, log on to NBA.com or America Online keyword NBA.com. What are you doing? Experience the NBA online. NBA.com.
Spurs and Warriors, David Robinson has already said this will be his last season. If so, kids are going out in style. The guy once scored 73 points in the last day of the season to get the scoring crown. Doing work to the Warriors. 11 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks. Bill Walton from one big guy to another, huh?
Well, last night, David Robinson had a good half and didn't play a lot in the second half. But it's his swan song. I don't know if they're going to give him rocking chairs all over the country, but been a great player.
Why would you ever retire from the NBA? David Robinson, one of the real class acts in the history of this great league, won every single award you could possibly do. And this is a guy who was so largely responsible for the championship back in '99, and ever since then, now it's been all Los Angeles Lakers since Phil Jackson became the coach in L.A.
Saw the doubleheader tomorrow night on TNT, Boston at Washington, Portland at Sacramento, and then Friday night back here on ESPN, New York at Philadelphia, and that Golden State team that's playing the Spurs against Seattle is the nightcap. Pargo missed a 3.
These Lakers are going to have to realize that they're going to have to come up with some offensive capability here, because the way teams are going to play against Kobe, we're just double teaming him every time.
It's a single option right now.
Kobe's only got 17 shot attempts.
And Jeff McGinnis walks with a step before the move. The Lakers led by 2 at the end of the first quarter. And then Portland in that second quarter run of 20 straight points, led in great part by Scottie Pippen and Arvydas Sabonis, and haven't looked back. And then Rasheed Wallace with a 15-point third quarter. Those are basically how this thing's been broken down. Daniels on the break. Nice steal, and he's done a nice job off the bench. 9 points for one of the new members of this club.
The outset, Phil Jackson said that the keys would be controlling tempo, transition defense, work on the board. The Lakers have failed, faltered in all of the categories tonight.
Correct. Pargo a brick, and Sabonis clears everybody out of the way.
We haven't even seen Scottie Pippen in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't.
He played so well when he came in there that little by little he'll work more and more into the lineup, but no need at this point, that's for sure. Samaki off the glass. Not a bad move. That's his first basket. Sumi Samaki.
Phil Jackson feels that Sumi's biggest problem is the fact that he doesn't know if he has any thumbs on his hands or not. He struggles to catch the ball.
Sabonis with a nice feed.
But when you have the athleticism that Portland has in the swing positions, guys like Derek Anderson and Antonio Daniels who can get out in the open court and throw it down, everybody having a good time. The celebration well underway in the City of Roses.
And Bonzi Wells, quiet night offensively. Last year, a career-high 17 points a ball game. He's got only 5 tonight. Rebound, Kobe Bryant. Ahead, Pargo leaves it for Medvedenko. Nice look by the rookie.
You see some of the explosiveness that has led so many players and coaches around the league to have great respect for Pargo.
He's a blur. There's no doubt about that. Daniels. Oh, almost too good a dish. Patterson finally found the handle. McGinnis with 6 on the shot clock.
That's why you throw it at their face, Brett.
They'll always see it coming. They may not catch it all the time.
They learn to catch a lot quicker that way.
It saves a lot of bloody noses. Kobe Bryant, 25 for Kobe. But it's been a tough night. Bad ankle off a three-pointer. Urging his teammates to give him a little help, come to the ball.
Leadership by example. That's what we're going to have to get from Kobe Bryant through this tough stretch right now.
And you could hear him say there, that was earlier in the third quarter, that he was just asking Samaki Walker to set a pick, and he said, come on over here, come on over here. Pretty amazing that a guy that young is trying to tell teammates that are about the same age but are just not at his caliber, that fundamentally you got to do something to help me, guys, because I can't carry the whole team on my shoulders. He's tried to do that tonight with 25 points and 10 rebounds.
But the challenge for Kobe is to find a way for what he has to win. And you look back at one of the great Lakers of all time, Magic Johnson. He never complained or never demeaned the fact that some nights he didn't have the talent around him. He would find a way to make them the stars. Beautiful pass by Sabonis on the back cut.
And a whistle and a foul on the baseline. It's going to be on Pargo. And this is a whole different looking lineup again for Portland.
We talked about Kobe as this back cut comes beautifully from Sabonis. As great a passing basketball player as has ever played this game, Sabonis. Forget just big. I mean, Sabonis, he sees the court differently than most other players. When I saw him when he was 19 years old, he had 30 points and 20 rebounds in the first half.
Wow.
Of a championship game in the European Cup.
Considered, to this point anyway, the greatest European player ever. And a long, successful NBA career, and a year off last season, and they don't want him running up and down the court, but he can do what he did right there. Block out the sun, and then just pull down the rebound. And he's got 7 tonight off the bench. That ain't bad. Here he is offensively. Great pass. Oh, that was nice.
Cezanne Savas. Look one way.
Look at this.
Flick it backhanded. Yes. What a brain. What an imagination.
But the foul was on Wells.
The way he just positions himself perfectly. No elevation. Can no longer jump.
Well, he just jumped in the way there. Almost came up with a steal. Bonzi Wells says, you know, he doesn't have to jump. Just stand there, and he can get more rebounds than some of us can.
Kareem Rush celebrating his 22nd birthday today. He said the team hasn't done anything for him yet. He's fully expecting something on the plane ride home tonight. Most likely a hazing.
Yeah. It might not be the greatest party in the world. Nice jump shot on the baseline by McGinnis.
Lakers' next game is at the Clippers in Staples Center on Friday night.
Shaw, sweet jumper on the outside. And then again, the Lakers in Portland this weekend.
Sunday at Staples. Yes.
Oh, behind the back. Get out of here. He's just showing off now because he knows you're talking about it. Oh, that got the crowd going.
That's basketball at its best.
Oh, boy. That was nice. And almost blocked a shot there, and Medvedenko got the basket.
Sabonis putting on a passing clinic. This is a guy who used to have everything. He was a 7'3" version of Larry Bird before he got injured. Now, as brilliant a passer, and he is really putting on a clinic and a fabulous display tonight as the Portland Trailblazers in complete control late.
Doubleheader action is coming your way with the NBA on ESPN. Who's it then? Allen Houston nation and the Knicks look for an answer to the answer as they meet Atlantic Division rivals Allen Iverson and the Sixers. Then the glove, Gary Payton drops, steps, goes baseline, up and under, score! Leads the Sonics as they try to lock down scoring machine Anton Jameson and the Warriors. Knicks Sixers, then Sonics Warriors. Coverage starts at 7:30 Friday on ESPN.
Don't tell me our new XV90 isn't much to look at. And please don't call it just a furnace. It's a train furnace. This baby's one hot number. Now, if I wanted to impress you, I could casually mention the dual-stage gas valve. Or I could rave about the silicon nitride igniter. But what really makes this train furnace a hot number is this.
A free 10-year warranty and 6 months same as cash. Call your man from Train.
Louis Ballou, Allen Heating and Cooling.
The Soulgrave. Every condominium has something special to offer. A spectacular rooftop garden, a sensational fitness center, a jacuzzi, of course, and your own putting green. Excellent security, great views, and the Country Club Plaza right at your doorstep. In fact, you can get the best lifestyle Kansas City has to offer. Come and tour the Soulgrave, Kansas City's fastest-selling luxury condominiums, starting at just $200,000. Everything's better at the Soulgrave.
Stewart's got back in the studio. Spurs, Sonics, and Warriors. Excuse me. What's that ringing out here? It's just Peja blowing up. Peja Drobniak. We got to see that again. One of 67 international players with a fat American game. We like the ups. Bill and Brad, back to you.
The international game on full display here tonight, Stewart. No, not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. New York is a domestic place still, but it's Sabonis, who comes from the USSR, where he was coached by the Hall of Famer Alexander Gomelsky. And what a job Alexander did in teaching this guy how to play, the vision that he has, the creativity, the dynamic, spectacular performance at the biggest of moments. To be able to see places like that. The first guy I ever saw do that was Wilt Chamberlain back when he played for the Lakers in the early 70s. But what Sabonis is doing now, the angle, the footwork, the positioning that time, that was extremely difficult. And this is for a guy who hasn't played any basketball competitively on center court in 18 months. He did not play at all in the exhibition season, and here he is out here as sharp as any player in the game.
What you didn't see graphically, there's 7 rebounds to go with those points, and then the 2 assists are probably the 2 prettiest assists we've seen tonight. For sure, the last one was. Medvedenko, who hit the shot right before the break, has a chance for a 3-point play. And he's really become one of the only other options tonight scoring, and who would have thought we'd ever say that? He's got 14, now 15 points.
But the change in the game, now granted Sabonis has gone to the bench, but these younger players, they'll come in, they'll get the ball, and they'll have the mindset of that when they have it, they should be powering and banging their way to the court, into the hoop. Whereas a Sabonis comes out and says, hey, look, when I have the ball, I have to look for somebody else.
4 on the shot clock. Daniels will take the jumper. And Medvedenko will clear it off.
Good opportunity to take a look at Kareem Rush slashing to the hoop.
Nice run by Kareem. 20 points a game last year as a junior at Missouri.
A remarkable athlete, but more of a shooter than a slasher.
Yeah, he's a good post-up spot-up 3-point shooter, and he gets a streak going.
I'm excited about this opportunity to see Quintel Woods, number 24, back up forward now guarding Brian Shaw on the perimeter.
Fargo. McGinnis makes him go back to the inside, and that ends up forcing a turnover. Daniels, the outlet, who's going to run it down. Woods got it. There's a look in live Super-Mo and Super Slow-Mo, and Woods, who Bill just talked about as his first basket of his NBA career.
As we sat with Scottie Pippen this morning, it was fun to listen to him talk about Quintel Woods, Zach Randolph, and these young talented players who really have a chance as the Blazers able to retool on the fly here and keep this extremely athletic team top to bottom on the roster. Here's Randolph.
Zach squares to the basket. Missed the shot over Samaki, and it's Rush. In a rush.
Nice pass.
Nice pass inside. And easy basket. for Sumi Samaki. Samaki's all 6 of his points have come in this fourth quarter.
When you knock it down and still pick it up and still have time to deliver, you know that you're wide open. It's amazing how many guys can't catch the ball.
Nice hook pass. Patterson on a fade. And Videnko another rebound. He's played pretty well. We're by 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the ball game. We got a timeout. Portland Trailblazers are in command on their home floor.
You're the franchise, baby.
The franchise?
Yeah.
I'm taking the bus to work.
On November 8th.
The ex-cons and welfare moms work at that plan, man.
Every moment.
All right, come on, man. How you feeling?
Is a chance.
Something's gonna happen. It needs to happen now.
To turn it around.
What are you doing with your life that's so great?
How you feeling about you? You're gonna be great.
8 Mile.
They're calling your name.
Rated R. At theaters Friday, November 8th.
Hey yo, part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the 8-6 from the wrist. Could tell us a straight switch. Now I'm the problem, and he's the answer. Soon as you try to guard up, you ain't got a chance to stop it. Any given time, he could pop it. The Reebok A6 is hot, go cop it.
For 2K3, I rock the A6 with my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league.
AI and J Kiss presenting the 8-6. It's all fundamental and basics.
For the extra point and the win.
Snow. Blizzard.
Get a choke? Oh, I guess not.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Tonight on SportsCenter, NBA goes full throttle. MJ against Vince, the education of Yao. Hornets, Big Easy. Dikembe's Nets debut. Plus, how healthy is Favre? And the Gators talking smack. Linda Cohn, Rich Eisen, SportsCenter after the game.
Sonics and Sons, Derek Mason has a slam dunk title under his belt. Why? Because watch the hops. Watch his head at the rim. I mean, he's looking at the rim. That's ridiculous. Mace has 9 points. We got to get another remix look from Retro. Woo! Y'all got to give me that one time. Bill Brad, holler me one time.
Ooh, I love that one. You're going to see the Sonics again on the second half of our NBA Friday. NBA shoot-around will start things off 7:30. Knicks and the Sixers at 8, and then the Sonics and the Warriors, a young team that has some possible talent.
76ers are going to have to rebound a lot better than they did on opening night at Orlando, when they turned some of those guys for the Magic into current-day versions of Moses Malone and Dennis Rodman on the offensive glass. Now, Desmond Mason, we saw the throwdown right there.
Right.
He's a former slam dunk champion. This could be a team up in Seattle if Gary Payton keeps his head on and doesn't get too focused in on his contract situation for next year.
And another tip in by Sumi Samaki, 8 points in the quarter.
But with that Golden State Warrior team that we're going to spotlight on Friday night,
yeah.
I love that young backcourt that they have. And Jason Richardson and Gilbert Arenas. Reminds me a lot of the young backcourt that great Celtic team had over 30 years ago. JoJo White, Don Chaney, Paul Westphal, Charlie Scott. Those combinations of guys that played for that championship team. That was special. And these guys got a lot of those same qualities, Jason Richardson and Gilbert Arenas. Sumi Samaki getting a great opportunity tonight. His story, how did he get to the NBA, Brad?
Tell me, partner.
Country of Mali. You haven't been there?
Well, I've been close to Mali. It's a little bit west of Tanzania. That's the only place I've been in Africa. So.
It's east of here, though.
Yes, it is way east of here. It's about twice the size of Texas.
Only 2% arable land. But the guys that... How about the guys that divided up that country?
I'll take the 98%. You get the 2%. He's done a nice job, though. He's played in Italy and Slovenia and in the IBL, and he's been around. Lakers list him as a 7-footer, 245. I don't know that he's that big in either capacity, but he's got 10 points and 5 rebounds tonight.
I was standing head-to-head with him in the locker room. He is that size.
Is he? Okay. Yes. He looked so small when Sabonis was out there that it's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Sabonis makes Shaq look small.
Well, he made you look small at the shoot-around today, and I don't see anybody do that. He is an airplane hanger. 99-87.
Sabonis, his family, wife and kids stayed in Spain this year. You know, they've been fixtures here in the Portland community for years. So popular and with the Blazer Maniacs.
Right.
But this year, the uncertainty had coming so late. The kids in school over there in Spain. So they stayed at home. That'll be a major adjustment for Savas.
Oh, no doubt. He played very, very well tonight, though, and Scottie Pippen in his spot duty had a string of 9 points in the second quarter that when the old 37-year-olds came out, the building came to life, and so did the team, which, with all the young talent and all the guys that can run up and down the court 100 miles an hour, it's amazing that two guys that have been around a long, long time were really the spark, I think, that turned this whole game around. And there they are.
Getting our conversation with Scottie today, I didn't have the sense that his back is feeling that great.
No, didn't sound like it.
And that's not good.
Well, when you consider he's had a knee problem and a shooting elbow problem, and it was really his back that he seemed to center on while he was talking with us. Kareem Rush missed the three. And the ball comes off to McGinnis with under a minute to play. And Jeff says, let's slow this thing down because we're going to be 1-0 here in a second.
This is a very tough situation for Brian Shaw right now. But Phil Jackson really has nobody else you can put in there.
No.
Phil would not like to have Brian Shaw, one of his favorites, get embarrassed in this situation. But they're just so short of bodies.
Woods with his second basket. Medvedenko left-handed hook, and Woods will clear off the miss. Kobe's going to be the leading scorer tonight in another losing effort. 27 last night with 10 rebounds, 25 points tonight with 10 rebounds. Didn't matter either time. Rasheed Wallace on the normal starting lineup for this Portland Trail Blazer team was the man that took command tonight, and did he ever. He played very well on both ends of the floor. 28 points. And here's the final shot. Kareem Rush on his birthday drops the three. Well, a little birthday present, but it's a consolation prize. Lovely parting gifts is about all you can say for that one as Rush hits the last three. And the Streamers fly down on the court, and the Lakers have lost their first two in forever. Since 90-91. So it's been a long, long time since the defending world champions have had this kind of start. 0-2. The final score tonight, 102-90. Portland Trail Blazers a winner. Don't forget, Sports Center is coming up next. Right now, for Bill Walton and David Aldridge, I'm Brett Nessler saying good night from the Rose Garden. Once again, our final score, Portland an easy winner over the defending champion Lakers, 102-90. Good night from Portland.